Welcome to the Small Business Office Showcase, where daily we provide you a quick tour of a government agency's small business portal or something similar from a large prime. We understand that as a small business, time and resources are limited. We hope by quickly summarizing this information, we save you time and perhaps put you one step closer to your next contract. In this episode, we'll focus on the United States Coast Guard. To make it easier for you to quickly do your own research, the links we discuss will be in the description below. In each episode, we're targeting 6 pieces of information we think are most valuable to you. Does this agency have a small business portal? Does this agency list out events it hosts or attends so you can plan well in advance? Is there a forecast for the next 12 to 24 months that will help you identify opportunities? Does the agency provide a list of current primes that have an obligation to subcontract to small businesses? Is there any special registration required for this agency other than what's required for the entire federal government? And then finally, is there a list of people available that you can reach out to for help or get questions answered? You can see the basic results on this slide already, but let's go ahead and take a quick tour. We're going to take a look at all these links that we're looking at. One thing I want to point out is no special registration was found for the Coast Guard, so that's good. We're all prepared if we're registered in SAM. So the first site we're going to go to is the portal site, and really this portal site is under the Acquisition Directorate. This is the page that I was able to find that has some information, talks about how some of the money is spent. So there's some basic information, but it's not a typical small business portal. So as a small business, I wouldn't spend a lot of time in here. There are some other good sites. And then I will mention that the Coast Guard falls under DHS, Department of Homeland Security, and so they take advantage a lot of that joint efforts on small business activities. For example, if we move on to the next item, which is events, they fall under the DHS calendar, and they coordinate with DHS and other components in DHS to get their activities out there. So if you click on this link for vendor outreach, you'll see that there's a session for the fiscal year 2018. And as you come down, you'll see there's regular events in here. And you'll notice that most of the events are in Washington, D.C. One thing I really want to point out is when you look at an event, you're planning your schedule, note that some of them are unique to, like, for example, in this case, veteran only. You can see that's bolded there. That means only veteran small businesses, service-disabled, veteran-owned small businesses are invited to attend on this particular session. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at events and planning your schedule. The next thing we're looking at is the forecast. DHS has a great forecast. There's a lot of information in here. You can see there's 31 pages right now of Coast Guard-related material. This information is excellent. It talks a lot about what they're planning on doing. Right here, anticipated Q4 for the awards. So that's July, August, September of this coming year. That's good stuff. That's really helpful. Here's a point of contact you reach out to get your questions answered, etc. One thing to also keep in mind is some of these have incumbent contracts. That means the contract's already out there. They know they're going to renew it, in this case in 2025. You can begin to build your relationship with these folks and figure out how to move forward. So that's excellent. Last thing I'll point out as it relates to acquisition forecast is you have the ability to export this to a CSV file and use it in Excel, which will enable you to see all this data in rows and columns and really manipulate the data fast. When you're talking about 31 pages, that could be really helpful. Let me move on next to prime contractors, where you may be able to subcontract under them. No guarantee, but at least DHS really provides you access to the folks that are in here. If you're coming in, for example, Booz Allen, if we look in here, we can see a point of contact right here for the DHS Eagle contract. And some of these other ones, you just move down and you start finding points of contact, like Mr. Franklin there. You can reach out to him through email. Some of these people provide more information. Looks like most of them just have the email, but that's excellent. You can reach out to these folks and find out what it would take to get on their team. How can you begin to build a relationship? And then the last one we're looking at are the small business points of contact. And I thought this was awesome that often you find yourself with DHS just going up to that level, but Coast Guard provides a lot of contacts down here on how to do business within the Coast Guard. So you can reach out to these people. They got emails, phone numbers. This is all really helpful information to begin to learn about the Coast Guard and to begin to meet people and market within the Coast Guard. That concludes this walkthrough. I hope you found the information helpful as you continue to grow your business. Please provide any comments below or reach out to me directly if you have questions using my email address in the description. If you liked what you saw, share it on one of the social media platforms or just give it a thumbs up. I'm your host, Neil McDonnell with SV MacPack. I thank you for joining me today and hope you'll join me again for more video tours.